Now we can officially say that Delhi has been flooded, and I'm coming to you from near the Red Fort area, and in fact in particular this is the backside of Red Fort area, and this is in particular near the Kashmiri Gate area where there is the famous Hanuman temple. The Yamuna river is actually nearby from this very spot, and the visuals only tell you the real story, how bad the situation is. The absolute sad state of affairs here in the national capital. Now the water level of Yamuna stands at the all-time high levels which the city has witnessed in last 45 years. Right now the level stands close to 209 meters, which means that the problems are only mounting for both the localite living in the low catchment areas and also for the authorities. In fact, this very visuals get you the real picture of Delhi as to what the national capital is witnessing right now. This absolute flow of water is in fact very high. The water levels are continuously rising. In fact, there is no breather which has been given to the people of the national capital. The water levels in this at this particular morning was somewhere around 207 meters, but in fact now the water level stands close to 209 meters. There is a political slugfest on the other hand, where the Aam Aadmi Party and the Haryana government are at loggerheads, where the state government says that this is a man-made calamity, but there is a contribution of some elements, if we can say, because the water is being continuously dispensed from the Hatni Kunj barrage, because of which the water levels are rising here in the national capital. In the last 48 hours, Delhi has witnessed almost no rains, and the IMD had maintained the same thing, though IMD had said that tomorrow, which is the 14th of this month, Delhi could witness some rainfall scattered in nature in certain parts of the national capital, and in case if rains happen, there will be a double whammy for the people of the national capital, because already the water levels are very high in the upper catchment areas, and in case Delhi receives rainfall, the condition will further deteriorate. Though there are a lot of speculations that around evening the water levels will start to subside, as been said by the Chief Minister of the national capital, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. Though what is happening on ground is totally different. This is one of the areas which is worst affected, and in fact near from this very spot there is the Yamuna Bazaar area which is also equally affected. There are other areas as well. North Delhi, in particular Northeast Delhi, remains to be one of the worst affected. Then also Civil Lines is also one of this area which is being badly hit by these floods, and in fact these are no flash floods. The water level rose perpetually and in fact steadily and slowly, and now the water level somewhere stands at you can see at this very point the water is almost waist till my waist. So you can only imagine the kind of conditions which are prevailing here in the national capital. Now the aftermath is also very important to look at, because yes, this water will subside, yes, the situation will be normal in some time, not today, probably in coming days it will be normal, but what remains behind is the aftermath of this entire situation. Water plants in national capital, water treatment plants have been shut, 3 water treatment plants, because of which 25% of the supply of the entire national capital will be hit. The Chief Minister has already said that for the next couple of days, 2, 3, 4 days, this situation could prevail, where the people could actually suffer due to the lack of fresh water or drinking water. Another very important thing to look at is the electricity, because since the water is flowing in the city area now, the ring roads are being flooded. The electricity has been cut in all those areas to avoid any sort of untoward situation. Third and the foremost thing is the aftermath, which actually leads to certain diseases, because if the water stays like this, there is a possibility of vector-borne diseases in the national capital. So now the onus is on the state government and both on the central government to actually control the situation and also to control the aftermath of this flood which has happened in the national capital after almost 4 to 5 decades. Now, one more very important thing to understand right now is that both state government and the central government are continuously working in the national capital. NDRF teams are on ground, Delhi police officials are on ground, the fire services personnel are on ground, the civil defense personnel are on ground, and all are working in tandem to actually avert any sort of untoward situation. So this was the background to this entire situation, what panned out in the national capital. One very important thing is also that traffic is being affected in almost each and every area of the national capital, because most of these areas which actually lies near the north zone have witnessed heavy flooding. Owing to that situation, those routes were closed by the authorities. Since these routes were closed now, the pressure of the traffic is on only couple of roads in the national capital, due to which we are seeing congestion and traffics in many parts. Now today's night will remain to be a very crucial one, because what the people would expect, what the authorities would expect, a downward trend in the waters. But if that doesn't happen, the situation will further deteriorate, and in fact now authorities have to be on their toes to actually evacuate people. Most of them have been evacuated. In fact, as per the details, around 34,000 people in the national capital were living in the low-lying areas who were actually evacuated by the personnel. And till today, the evacuation process is being done, because some of them were actually a little adamant to leave their places behind because they had their belongings. And in fact, it becomes very tough for the people of the rescue teams, be it the NDRF's team, to actually take both the people and their belongings with them. So right now the focus is on protecting the life, and in some parts what we have also witnessed is that there were certain people who were stuck due to this heavy flooding, but because of the joint effort of the people, of the rescue teams, those people were rescued. But today's night remains to be a crucial one. Will there be a downtrend in the water levels of Yamuna, or will the Yamuna will continue to swell?